I've never had a girlfriend, and until very recently, basically no girls liked me. I worked on my social skills and everything, I built it up, but I still just couldn't get people to like me. Or I didn't like them, and it was so frustrating. I had spent years building up my social skills and actually I'd gotten to the point where I could talk to people now, which I never used to be able to do. And all this advice was just like, go out more, improve your social skills. And I felt like I had done that. I mean, I still felt like I had a long way to go, but I'd done that, but it still wasn't working. And I'm telling you this because sometimes it just feels like you're following all the right advice, like you're doing everything you can, and it's just still not working. And as someone who, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I feel like I've gotten past this issue now, mostly. I think I've figured out a few things, which I'm going to tell you. I think if you're struggling with this, there's really two things that could be happening. Either you feel like you've improved, but you haven't improved enough, or you have improved and you just haven't been improved for long enough, because really there's a bit of luck involved with this stuff. Like, it takes time. And I'll get into that more in a second. But first of all, I just want to say, if you don't have a girlfriend, or you've never had a girlfriend, or you just haven't had one in a while, or you don't have a boyfriend or whatever, I just want to say this stuff is hard. Like, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a long time. It's not everyone is just granted with the gift of being able to pull. And, some people are just really unique, and you've got a smaller group of people that you can get along with because your experience have made you into quite a unique person. Maybe you just haven't had the experiences where you've been able to really talk to people and practice reading them and communicating with them. There's so many different things, and none of it is to do with you as a person being just not worthy of having a girlfriend. All of it is just to do with what experiences you've had, and all of it can change. So how do you actually get the girls you like to like you? Well, I've really kind of answered this already, because when I said all the stuff that could have caused you to not get a girlfriend, you really just need to practice all that stuff. So you need to practice talking to people. I'm just going to skim over this because you know this. You need to practice talking to people. You need to practice reading people. You need to figure out what you want and your standards. Basically, though, you do all of that by going out and talking to people. And that is really tough, especially doing it to the extent that you need to is really tough. But the good news is that progress in this area is exponential. If you think about it, getting your first friend is much harder than getting all the friends that come after that. You're going to see no progress for a while, but as soon as you have the skills to, actually make friends with people and get a girlfriend and all that stuff, suddenly it'll just become way easier. So you'll see a flat because you won't be seeing any progress, but then you'll pass that threshold where you can now get a girlfriend, you can get people to like you. And once you pass that threshold, now you'll be going out more and you'll be talking to people more. And that will allow you to improve your skills much faster. And then it's a positive cycle. So really, you just have to get past that initial tough bit where it's really hard to even just go out and socialize and get that practice. But once you do that, it becomes a lot easier. And the good thing about exponential progress is that every single day, or every single month, it gets easier because your progress is getting faster. So all you have to do is not stop putting in the effort, because that's when you would reset the exponential gradient and go back to being flat. So just remember, if you feel like you have improved already, that means you're starting to get up a bit, and it's only going to get better from here. Another question I think a lot of people have is, should I lower my standards? Because you might be at the stage where you're talking to people and you can talk to them fine now. You can even get, people start liking you now. Girls start, I don't know, asking you out. You get matches on dating apps. You actually go on dates, but you don't feel that attraction towards the people. And you feel well, I've come all this way and I still can't get a girlfriend, now maybe it's just I'm the problem. Maybe my standards are just unrealistic. And even with all this work I've done, I still just won't be able to get a girlfriend. There's several different things I think could be going on here. I'm going to talk about all of them. But I think the biggest one that I've realized recently is you might have just not had a big enough sample size. If you've only gone on 5 dates or something, it makes sense that you haven't found someone you like, because You're not going to like every single person. So you've just got a really small sample size. You need to go on like a lot of dates and stuff before you actually find someone you really like. So if you've not gone on many and you just have had a couple people like you who you haven't liked back, that's just going to happen. Before you get too worried about it, I would just try to wait longer, go on more dates, that kind of thing. I also think that the more dates you go on and the more like people like you, the more you figure out what you like and don't like. So over time, you're just going to get a better idea of what you actually like. Your first person who likes you, who you don't like back, you're going to really have no idea what you're looking for. So you're not going to understand really why you don't like them. And that's going to make it tough. Obviously, you're going to be like, well, why don't I like them? Should my standards be lower? But as you meet more people, you'll figure that out more and you'll be able to work it out. Like, you'll be able to look at what you like and don't like and be like, am I being too picky? Do I really not like all this stuff? Or is that a pretty fair list? And really, I've been a bit unlucky. If that's the case, which it probably will be, it's all good. It's just a numbers game. You just got to meet more people. And remember, never force yourself to like someone you don't like. All of this stuff is really just, it will take a long time. And my advice on that is just everyone else watching this video is in the same boat. There's lots of people. You're not alone. It takes time. But it'll happen eventually, right? It's happened for me. Probably people in the comments will say it's happened for them. I'm hoping. Please comment, guys. And if it's happened to us, it will happen to you too, because you're really no different. If you feel like you need to improve yourself a little bit more, I've got some good videos on that, like this one on confidence.